going to start with these books that didn't quite fit on the table. A nice mix of children's books, adults books, and some YA, quite a few YA actually. Now this one, The Sideway World. What if you found a perfect world but no one believed you? By Ross Welford. I'm vaguely familiar with that author. I think I've seen her books about. Yeah, the storyline sounds really interesting, like a perfect world that these kids discover, but no one believes them. Yeah, it's like no pollution or anything like that in this world. Yeah, sounds really interesting actually. One of those sort of intriguing idea books. This is called The Elemental Detectives. Nice cover. Also, very nice use of paper side work. Don't know how to put it, but yeah, it looks good. I like it when they do that in books. It's got on the side there. Yeah, again, this sounds interesting. This is about elements. I always like books about elements. Actually, things in general to do with elements. That was one of the reasons why I like Pokemon. You know, when like stuff in the books, characters in the books have special elemental powers. I always like that. So this was not around when I was a child, because this was out in 2022, and you know, I was born in, I don't know, the late 19th century or something. Yeah, so I wouldn't have had this book, but had I definitely would have read it. It looks interesting. Next, The 1,000-Year-Old Boy. Living forever is not all it's cracked up to be. This again sounds really interesting concept, and again it's by Ross Welford. So we've got two by that author. Yeah, so this is somebody who's 1,000 years old and can remember the last Viking invasion of England. Yeah, it sounds intriguing to say the least. And then we have this one by Gabriella Stephen, if I pronounced that right, from the author of #1 bestseller Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. And this one is Elsewhere. I mean, what's it actually called? Is it Elsewhere, 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 Elsewhere? There's another Elsewhere. How many Elsewheres is it? I'm not actually sure. That's going to make it hard listing on eBay. I'll work that out. Yeah, sounds interesting. So 15-year-old Liz is killed in a car accident. She ends up in a place called Elsewhere. Here, death is only the start of your story. You can't get sick and you can't get older. Instead, you age backwards till you become a newborn baby again. So slight Benjamin Button vibes. But Liz wants to turn 16, not 14. She wants to learn to drive and go to college. Strangely though, Liz does find herself learning new skills and forging new relationships. Is it possible to grow up while getting younger? One of Time magazine's best 100 YA books of all time. That is a bold award there. 2005, this one. So, not familiar with it, but the concept sounded really interesting. So we're going to do all of our books first, as a majority of the pickup was books. And here's an interesting one. The Designers Build Your Dream Den. Now, the first thing that caught my eye, I know that guy. He was in Hollyoaks. He's also, and you may even see the family resemblance, that's Joe Pasquale's son. Don't know her, don't know if she was in Hollyoaks, don't know if she's related to Joe Pasquale in any way, but yeah, recognised him. So the Designers Build Your Dream Den. Create your own dream den with the designers. Oh, sorry, the Deniers. I misread that. So I wondered if this was linked to TV programme. Find out how to build simple den structures and then discover ways to decorate and individualise your creation with ideas from the hit CBBC programme. So it's a CBBC programme. Very interesting. Somebody wants to build a den. I mean, this is a good book. I don't know how many people are building dens, but there might be people. Well, I'm sure there are some people. It's certainly a good project, I'll tell you that. Right. Next, Melissa Hill, A Gift to Remember, a love story to warm your heart. I'll be the judge of that. Actually, I won't be, because I won't be reading it. Love stories aren't really my thing, but however, they do sell well. So, not familiar with the author, but it's a nice hardback in nice condition. I'm sure that will sell on my eBay store, the Stufforium. By the way, if you see anything that you want to buy, you can either head to the Stufforium, there will be a link in the description, and buy it, or you can always message me and I can sort you out a good deal. Now we've got this one. This is called The Secret shopper affair. Who said that sex was better than shopping? I'm not actually sure anyone did. I think the saying is about chocolate, but okay. Kate Harrison. And also we'll pull this one up because it goes with it. The Secret Shopper Unwrapped. So it's a series of shopper books. These books about shoppers do really well. Sophie Kinsella, who's quoted on the back, has done a series of shopping books, and hers I find always sell well. They did the film, I can't remember what it was called, but based on one of her books. Yeah, this type of thing, worth getting to resell if you can get a good price on them, you know. Always, they just seem popular. Now here's a nice looking book by Adia Kelbar. Sorry if I did not pronounce that right. So, oh no, actually, yeah, that's the character's name, and the Circle of Shamans. It's by Izzy Hendricks. So this really nice cover, very nice cover. Adia stood outside the house, clutching a letter so tightly her nails dug into her palm. A letter that could change her life and get her out of the swamp, as long as her aunt and uncle didn't kill her first. Wow. A powerful new fantasy series. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. So maybe a YA, I would say. 2023, quite recent. I think I've seen this in like the works or something. I just recognised it. Mae Binchley, yeah, she's a regular seller for me. Like her books usually sell. I believe she's wrote many books, and I believe they're pretty popular. Well, they seem to be. I think they're like romance, family saga, that kind of thing. This one is 2012, and it also comes with a handy bookmark. Why don't they put that in more books? Very handy. Built-in bookmark. Now this one, I might have known this came out, but I'd forgotten about it. It's called Inkabog, and it's by J.K. Rowling. Now, just to get it out of the way, I'm not a fan of J.K. Rowling as her as a person. One of those people who seem to have way too much hate. However, by the way, this was 2020, so it's quite recent. At least she's not profiting from me selling this book, so I'll let people make up their own mind whether they want to buy it or not, whether they like her work or not. And obviously some people, even if they're not a fan of hers, do separate the art from the person. That could be hard to do sometimes, but yeah. That is J.K. Rowling's The Inkabog. As far as I now know, the last few years she has been writing under pseudonames. I wonder why. Anyway, what have we got next? Ross Welford again. Wow, this person really likes Ross Welford. The Dog Who Saved the World. This may have also been selected because the person who I got the books off is, as I say, collecting for a dog charity. So somebody who's passionate about dogs, which I understand him because I love dogs myself. So The Dog Who Saved the World. I think dogs do save a lot of people very regularly. The Last Letter from Your Lover by Jojo Moyes. I really like the name Jojo for some reason. From the author of Me Before You, which I believe was turned into film. Was it with Emilia Clarke? I don't know, because it's a romantic film, so I didn't watch it. But yeah, I don't know much about the author, but it looks like something that will sell. It probably will. This one, Amazon Prime Video all over it. So it's a series on Amazon Prime Video. There's some very familiar faces in that lineup. So from the author of Big Little Lies. All right, okay. 9 Perfect Strangers. One luxury retreat in the middle of nowhere, 2 days in which no one can leave. 9 strangers seeking perfection, and each discovering the perfect lie. Might be good, might not be. I don't know. I'm going to have this one to sell on the Stufforium. It's possibly something that I might be interested in reading. I'll keep it in mind, possibly for another time, and maybe watching the series. I haven't got Amazon Prime, but I can look out for it on DVD if it's cheap enough, if it looks interesting. The Girl of Ink and Stars. These ones that have a bit of damage to them, not a problem at all. I'll just make sure to sell them cheaper. Got nice illustrations in it. Not one I'm familiar with. And we've got The Violet Veil Mysteries by Sophie Cleverley. A Case of Grave Danger. This looks interesting. Looks like an interesting sort of fantasy. Always check inside your books because sometimes people have left bookmarks, all sorts. You find sometimes concert tickets, like I found in that CD. Yeah, 2021 originally, that one. Also, make sure to check to see if it's a first edition and if it's got any extra value because of that. Also, any signatures inside. Some books can be signed at book signing events, of course. Speechless, that's a very fetching cover. Inside Harriet is just as witty and feisty and chatty as any other 11-year-old, but how will anyone ever know? She has a cerebral palsy, she can't walk, and she uses a wheelchair, and her treacherous voice makes it sound as though she also has learning difficulties. So she chooses to be speechless. Making friends at her new secondary school seems impossible. When Harriet's mother is rushed into hospital, there is no one left who understands. Harriet has many obstacles to overcome, and only some of them are physical. Is she up to the challenge? I mean, that sounds a great story. I'll be honest with you, it sounds really good. I'm not sure it's written as a children's story. Well, it's dedicated to my dear Katie and to all those children who have problems with mobility and communication and face the world with cheerfulness, valiance and determination. You teach me every day to be more human. Very nice dedication. That was a good book, to be honest. Dull a Ghost by Eva Ebbotson. This looks an interesting book. I'm not familiar with it, but it is from 1996. It looks like something I would have read as a child, but I don't remember this story or this author. But sounds good. Oh, we have another Secret Shopper, and this one is in paperback form. Very nicely decorated like the other two. Yep, that will sell. This one, to be honest, sounded quite interesting story. William Boyd, Sweet Care. Now, I thought this was a true story by the photo. That's a very true story vibe cover art because, you know, they've used clearly a real photo of somebody. But from what I understand, it's a fictional story, but it does sound interesting. Actually debating whether to read it. Anne-Marie Clay's first memory is of her father doing a handstand, but it is these absences that she chiefly remembers. Her uncle Greville, a photographer, gives her both the affection she needs and a camera which unleashes a passion that's irrevocably shaped her future. She begins an apprenticeship with him in London, photographing socialites for magazines. But Anne-Marie is hungry for more, and her search for life, love and artistic expression will take her to the demi-monde, I may have pronounced it wrong, of 1920s Berlin, New York in the 1930s. The Black Shirt riots in London and France during the Second World War, where she became one of the first women war photographers. In this thrilling story of life, fully lived, William Boyd has created a sweeping panorama of the 20th century, told through the camera lens of an unforgettable woman. Sounds very interesting, actually. Might read that. Top 100 diet secrets. If you're looking for some diet secrets, this may or may not be helpful. What's the date on it? 2007. Some of the information may have changed since then, but most of it is probably still relevant. Tom Gates. If you ever see Tom Gates and you're looking to resell, he is a popular author. He has wrote a lot of children's books. This one shortlisted for the Specsavers National Book Awards, Children's Book of the Year, 2011. And it's called, what is it called? Genius Ideas mostly. Buy one, get one half price. That is the Waterstone sticker I recommend. So that's the books done. In here, in the shoebox, guess what we have? Shoes. I need to look at what sizes they are, but they're in pretty good condition. I think the person who gave them to me said they were like either worn once or not at all. I will check that for sure, but yeah, they certainly look like they've not had much wear. I will sell shoes. I'm not at the moment selling clothes. It's a whole thing to get into with returns, the best way to photograph them, you know, because people use models or they have dummies and stuff. Yeah, also there's a clutch bag, so I've got that. sure that will sell. So yeah, I'm not currently selling clothes. That may change both between arming and arming, but it's so much. Some people make so much money selling clothes. So I've got a vase. Two vases. They're from IKEA. But you don't have to put them together, they're already assembled, so that's good. Nicely bubble wrapped. She wrapped everything up very well for me. And we have a big one. Probably not going to even fit on camera though. We're going to have to... Hello. This is Mother Goose. Mother Goose, I believe, has very, I guess, nursery rhyme origins, as far as I know. There's no markings of anything, and the lady said, and she thinks it's been repainted, and it looks like it has. But yeah, someone might be interested in that. I'll completely properly research and check everything first before selling it. We're almost done now. We have pepper pot people. Now these, yeah, sure for them, and I definitely wanted to get them to resell. I like salt and pepper pots myself, of interesting characters and items. These have got real weight to them. I think they're like pewter or something. There are no markings on them. I'm going to do a bit of research on them. But yeah, they seem nice. They're in nice condition. So if you like this kind of thing, look out for them on the Stufforium. I don't know what I'm doing, but if you put something close to the camera, it automatically looks scary. That includes if you do it with my face. Right. Lastly, but not leastly, a sheep's bottom and a sheep's top. A very well dressed duck's bottom and top. What are these? Well, you put an egg in the middle, they're egg holders. Very good. I thought they were really nice. I may just keep these for myself. I needed some more egg holders, to be honest. I'll do a bit of research on them, see what sort of price they may or may not get. And that, I believe, is everything. So another really nice selection. No, I don't just pick up anything. I do sort of try and find out what the person's offering first, and if enough of it is worth me going to collect it and the price is good, I certainly will. This person kindly delivered it anyway, so that really did help, not having their car and that, when somebody's able to do that. So yeah, that is everything.